Okay, so in my previous video about releasing ancestral trauma, I'm gonna take this off. It was really interesting because processing time. Let's talk about that. Like, I've done the emotion code a lot, and one of the things that I haven't talked too much about is how much time it can take to really process the release of those emotions. It could be quick, it could be fast, it could take a month, it could take a while. It all really depends on like the person. So I released a lot of like ancestral trauma, a bunch of emotions, and I just could not really fathom like how long it'll take to like process those. But let me talk about what happened after that release. So for some of the emotions, I felt like it felt like a veil lifted off of my eyes and I could see clearly. And the truth is, like, yes, there are a lot of situations that I could approach with like more clarity. But oh my gosh, when it came down to like actually having to handle certain situations, that is what made me realize, like, yes, this needs to be done and we got to go ahead and, you know, go for it if we really want to shift and change. So I was also pulling cards, and one of the things that was like about time to do, hold on, let me get this part. One of the things that was about time to really, you know, stop doing or let go of was friendships. And that's one of those things where it's like, yes, it's hard, but certain things have to be done in order for you to grow. And oh my gosh, I can't say I was necessarily ready, but it began to be a point where I would just ask my guides, make this easy for me. And they made it so easy I couldn't get out of doing it, so I had to do it. And I did it. And back to processing time. I don't know how people do this with like talking, because I'm just like, oh my god, I gotta get this part out the way. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm Shakira. I'm an intuitive healer, and right now I'm doing a little bit of self-care because my crown chakra was blocked. And one of the things that happens when my crown chakra blocks is I feel like a very heavy urge to wash my hair, because a lot of energy really does end up collecting in my hair, and I haven't found necessarily the best way to remedy it yet. And I'm doing some 3-strand twists, but I haven't found the best way to like remedy it other than like covering my hair every day. But I don't like to do that. I like for my hair to be out and about, basically in the sky, to be honest. But I'm doing a 3-strand twist to keep in, and then I'm probably gonna take them out before I go on my trip to have like a twist out. But processing time. So processing time is how long it takes for your body to release those trapped emotions that you have, you know, let go of. And I expressed mine in terms of, you know, sleeping, or, you know, journaling, you know, talking, singing, getting it out, expressing myself verbally, or crying. Like, sometimes there's a sudden urge to cry. When I released the ancestral trauma, I was just very tired. I really slept the whole next day. I was really just trying to recuperate. So I suggest for anyone who is looking to do the emotion code with releasing the ancestral trauma, going through the inherited emotions, things that are just linked down to different lineages within your family, give yourself a whole like weekend if you can, or if you have a few off days, like take that time and actually allow yourself to rest, because your body has to let go of those emotions. Like some emotions could just be like, oh, we let it go energetically, that is it. Other times it is like your body needs to sit down, cry, yell, scream, whatever needs to happen. Sometimes that's just what goes on. But yeah, in my case, I was just very tired. Like, I needed to go to sleep. I was asleep pretty much the whole day, and that would be it. Because I did go through and release, like, they recommend, you know, no more than 10 a session. Sometimes I push my limits, because when I'm working on myself, like, I want to see, you know, how far I can go. But when I'm working with clients, it's not that many. we'll go through. We'll stay under the mark because again, people have stuff to do. We still have lives in this world, things to attend to, and I'm not gonna take that away. Like for me, I have a schedule that allows me to rest and recuperate as I need to, so I can release as many and then really relax and handle it all the next day. So speaking of releasing a friendship, and this was not anything related to the ancestral trauma. This is giving me a clear indication of like processing time and what my body may need to have done during the processing time. So I had released trapped emotions related towards ending a friendship, and it was like a lot of grief and just other emotions tied to it. And I could tell that this wasn't going to be a release and I don't feel nothing. Like I am just, I feel lighter, I am happier, and life is just moving on, sunshine and rainbows. This was not that type of release. Like I have released those. My whole body felt this one, to be honest. Like it felt like I needed to cry. I was so tired. My head was hurting. I had migraines, and it was necessary. I'm gonna be so honest. Like it was necessary. Like I spent a whole day crying, having migraines, and in and out of sleep, trying to figure out what to do, and not figuring out what to do in terms of going back to the friendship. It was like figuring out what to do for my own emotions, because yes, I was like, dang, I just released these emotions. I haven't had anything hit me in this much energy before. Like releasing trapped emotions is good. Like it's easy. I definitely talk about this being easy. The release itself is easy. The processing the way your body needs to is the part where you have to think about, like I am all for shadow work and healing, but again, we know that shadow work in general isn't easy. It's something you need to do in order to grow, so that way you don't repeat a bunch of patterns and you can really figure out who you really want to be in this life, or learn what boundaries you need to set and everything. So I just was not technically ready for this release, because I haven't had a release like this. Like when I started my intuitive healer journey, and I may be jumping off multiple tangents, but when I started my intuitive healer journey, it started off with me having this big headache, like this major headache. Like I felt the emotions literally trapped inside me, and they weren't my emotions, but I didn't know that. But if you guys go back to watch my intuitive healer 80-day plan, which I still need to do like a real update on that. Like I need notes and everything. I need to go through my journal and talk about that. But if you go back to that intuitive healer video where I am initially talking about it, and I think the 10-day update, no, it's actually where's this headache coming from, that video, those emotions that were causing me to have a headache and like cry a lot and everything, they weren't even my own emotions. That's when I started realizing, because I like to test out theories. I feel like there's no harm in really testing out something and seeing what happens. So that's when I really realized that I picked up emotions from people, and the way that my body processes it is different depending on the types of emotions. If there are a lot of emotions, they come out in different ways. So that same headache and that crying was basically the same feelings that I got when I let go of a friendship. And I was just like, oh my god, these are mine. Like these are my own now. And I just kept saying like, I was okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. But that day showed me that I wasn't really okay. I just had to let go of those emotions. And I've started realizing that I low-key talk about emotions like they're easy to talk about now. Like I don't feel any type of way about saying what I feel when I'm just like expressing myself and journaling about it. It's when I talk to other people about it where I'm like, how do I say this without sounding like woo woo and all this stuff? And the thing is, I've been in therapy, and I've done therapy like for most of my life, really. Like, I'm 25 going on 26. I have had therapy since I was young, as a child. Talked to therapists, counselors, all that stuff. Had guidance throughout my entire life. So talking about emotions is not nothing new to me. When you're not talking to a therapist about your emotions, and other people have, you know, their full-on reaction to things, sometimes I'm on the edge of like, I don't really know. But now I'm just like, I should really just own up to how I feel, and really just understand that the way I feel is how I feel. And like, other people can have their reactions, and that's their reactions. I don't have to shrink myself because of that. Learning to make sure I continue to do that, but it's just a process. So what I wanted to really talk about was, if you're going to end up doing the emotion code and you want to release things that are like deep within you, that are heavy issues. And I will say, the emotion code does not replace therapy. It will never replace therapy. The emotion code helps you energetically release, but the therapy that you receive from a licensed therapist helps you cognitively understand the emotions that you're going through, so that way you can figure out how you logically want to deal with things. Honestly, I am really just doing like some product emptying. Like, I am trying to use up all of my leave-in conditioners or stylers, so that way I can re-up on my products, because I'm just holding on to stuff, and I'm like, what am I holding on to it for? Speaking of what I've been holding on to things, I was pulling some more cards today, doing some more shadow work, because I've been feeling a bit stuck. Like, one of the things that I like about the emotion code is that, yes, I no longer have to feel those emotions. But sometimes, like, when you don't know what to do next, you really do end up with a feeling of like feeling lost. Like, I release trapped emotions in regards to, from the ancestral trauma, in regards to like business, in terms of what do I want to do with my intuitive healing business. Like, if you guys don't know, I'm an intuitive healer. I can channel energy. I can help you, you know, tap into your energy and figure out what exactly you need in order to heal and move on to your next step, and to tap into your own intuition. And one of the things that I was feeling lost on is, what do I do from here? Like, I went to, you know, one event. I'm doing stuff online. I want to get more, I want to be able to be, you know, my full self still, but show up as that on camera more. And recently I've been talking about animal communication, but I want to go into more of more channeling in general. Like, animal communication is still channeling. I need a clip. Animal communication is still channeling, but I just don't know what to do. I've just been feeling lost. You know, there's a lot of different information on the internets of, you know, what exact routes to take, what can you do, and all this stuff. Drinking from a fire hose, not necessarily knowing what to do. So I'm just like, I know that I'm just gonna be vulnerable online. I know that I don't want to have to go back to a corporate job. I'm be real. I know that I have been there, done that, and I am in a different space in my life where I want to experience the full totality of going after, my passion, my mission, my everything that I really enjoy to do. With that comes a certain level of responsibility, as in, I am the one who has to take charge of my life to do it. Like, I have been releasing emotions, so that way I am like energetically free from, you know, all those emotional blocks that have been in my way. And like, yes, I don't feel them. But you know what you have to do when you no longer have a general template or system in place, like when you no longer have a default, you have to put a new one in. Like, you have to take a new route. You have to do a new thing, which I am not a stranger to. I love doing new stuff all the time. But it's like, what now? What's the new thing that I'm going to put in there? Like, I see removing emotions and beliefs that no longer serve you as like removing lines of code, and it is very easy. The only thing that you have to think about is, what do you put there? That's it. That's what I feel. That's what I believe. Is easy to switch and change out beliefs and different things, because you can change it. You can take full accountability and do what you're gonna do. But like, what do you do there? Do from there. So, in a reading that I did today, right, it was talking about leadership is the lesson that I am learning right now. Like, how to fully embody being a leader in my life. And I don't know how I want to do this. I don't know if I even took out the right amount of hair. Okay, here's a section of hair missing. So leadership is the lesson I'm learning. And I'm just like, dang, I literally saw, okay, leadership came out before, like, leadership and growth came out together in terms of like what would happen if I move on from a friendship, and for it to come up again, it's like this lesson I'm fully learning. It's like I'm in the after stages of doing the action I was supposed to do, and now I'm just like, okay, so it's showing me what has been showing up that is an indicator that I'm not fully getting the lesson. And it was in like survival. I'm in survival mode, and I'm restricting myself from fully embodying what I really want, or restricting myself from getting what I really want. And the truth is, like, I could definitely tell. There have been things that popped up that are reminders to me the path that I want to take. But the thing is, just because you want to take a path doesn't mean you're taking the actions to, set forth on that path. So I was getting more emails and stuff about jobs. I take a lot of things as signs. So thank you to all the woo-woo people that are here, that are staying, because I'm going to just go a little bit more detailed. I take a lot of things as signs, because everything has significance when you apply it to it. And that showed me that, like, yes, these were like 6-figure jobs. These were things that, like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm used to. I'm not necessarily like, I'm not a stranger to receiving those type of offers, which showed me these things were coming through that still represent a past me, still represent, a life that I used to live, and, lived it thoroughly, lived it good. I feel like, I was comfortable, but I was also burned out in that life. I wasn't feeling fulfilled in that life. And it's just like that, getting those emails and offers rolling through just showed me that I don't want to do this again. I am over it. And I could tell that, like, they were coming through because I had the feeling of, like, what if I go back to work? What if I go back and, go take the job, go clock in at an office every day, and just, be there around people that you don't necessarily care to even know nothing about me, and just be in that space again. And I just be like, I don't want that. I really don't want that. And I was just like, I was gonna fall back through that pattern, because I was just like, I don't know if I could do this intuitive healer stuff. I don't really know, because I gave myself a time limit. I gave myself a time limit on how long I'm going to do this full force. And full force is important, because I'm supposed to be doing this to the best of my ability. And I know I haven't. That's the thing. I know I have not. And I have been restricting myself, because I know I haven't been doing it. So I've been like, dang, if I gotta go back to work, might as well start looking back at jobs. If I gotta go back do this, I gotta go ahead and, start figuring out where I want to be at in terms of clocking in somewhere. And I was just like, bro, what? I feel my life works in mysterious ways, okay? If I go back and I settle, I will not know peace until I get back in the space I'm supposed to be in, which is this space. And the only thing about this space is my own. It's literally my own. Like, everything I do here is because of my own doing, and I am not holding back. I can't even say I'm not holding back. Everything that I do here is because of my own doing. Like, I decide how much time I put in for something. I decide, you know, which path I'm going to take. I decide what time I wake up. I decide, you know, when I'm going to work on this and do this and that. And this is the life that I wanted. It's like, the ability to not have a quote-unquote 9-to-5 job like I used to is a blessing. I literally set myself up to be able to do that. I set myself up to be able to, if I needed a break, I was going to be able to have a break. And I'm on that break. But this break really was if I was to leave the industry for a bit, I will be doing exactly what I want to do. So, all those emotions that I released, they gave me a sense of, like, reminding myself of my purpose, that I can actually live a life in alignment with my purpose. And it felt so good to let it go, but then the reality hit of, dang, I let go of a default system that I was holding on to, and I don't necessarily know what to do now. Like, yes, it's great to be able to be free of that, and oh, I am glad that I'm releasing the I don't want to say woe is me, because it's not necessarily how I felt, but that's like the best way I can explain it right now. I'm now looking for, what do I replace it with? And the thing is, like, you can say I'm replacing it with abundance. Like, yes, I am replacing it with abundance, but I also know how practical I am. I know that there has to be an action that leads to a certain abundance. Whether that action is meditating, whether that action is going out and talking to people, whether that action is just being present online. I know there is something that I need to do, and that is just how my path, my stuff works for me. Because the thing is, I am doing something because I want to do it, and the thing is, you want to do it, you want to be it, you gotta show up as it. And that's something I'm working on. And sometimes it gotta be done messy. It's like I'm continuing thoughts I have in my head out loud. Like, me showing up and doing this is with no real concrete, like, direction for how this conversation is going. Is sometimes it really do has to just be done messy. Like, it don't have to be perfect. One thing I'm learning during this Saturn retrograde is things do not have to be perfect. I just have to do them. We all have to start somewhere, and that's okay. We're going to continue to, you know, progress rather than, like, not wanting to show my progress in public was my problem. I have so many videos on my channel where it's like I'm starting a goal and I never go and finish it, because showing my progress in public was like cringy to me. But I'm like, the hypocrite in me, because I love watching people's progress videos. I love seeing the progress. I literally love helping people and, like, going through and seeing their progress from where they started to where they are at, and, you know, how they got there. I am literally such a curious person. I love how things are made, so why am I not even trying to share the process on how I'm doing stuff? It's like the things that I love to see and do, and people, like, within people, why was it hard for me to do it myself? Like, I did a whole, like, 30-day vlog challenge, just me just trying to get over my fear of posting, which I did, because I was just like, hey, at this point it's exposure therapy, we just doing it, like, we are just doing it. I'm just gonna go after it. I'm not gonna stress too much, and we're just gonna see where it takes me. And the thing where it took me was literally being more open. It took me to a place of sharing my authenticity. It took me to a place of me realizing that I can do this. And I don't have to continue sitting down watching everybody else, you know, live their dream, and I'm just over here like, dang, what is. So it worked out. It helped. I loved it. There's the other thing where it's like, I'm supposed to be doing another 30-day challenge, and I haven't even been doing it. It's like I got comfortable, and I was just like, dang. I'm in a space where I'm talking about spiritual stuff now. I have literally opened the door for myself to talk about spiritual stuff, which is what I wanted to talk about to begin with, but I started with like regular daily vlogs because I honestly love a good daily vlog. I love sitting there watching people on daily, weekly vlogs because I'm like, wow, you really could live your life, take a camera with you, and then, you know, just get paid to be you. Like, that's one of the aspects that I loved about vlogs. I was just like, people can just be themselves. And when you see people be yourself, doesn't it not make you want to be more of your own self? It's like, we really all could just do whatever we want to do in this world. Like, we're really in the information age, and then, like, so much money is in content creation. Cool, right? And the other thing is, like, I love creating vision boards, visualization practices, and basically creating a life. And vlogs allow you into other people's lives, and you can see what you really want for yourself too. Like, I would be like, there's a place I want to travel to, and I want to see, you know, what it looks like from someone with a perspective similar to mine, or someone who looks completely different. Like, what experiences are possible in spaces way outside of like what I could have ever thought about, right? And bro, that opened up so many like doors for me in terms of opportunities, or being able to see what I want to invite into my space, into my life. I was reading a book a couple years ago called We Should All Be Millionaires by Rachel Rodgers, and that book had like a section where you create your dream life and you figure out how much it costs. I did that one year. I did it that year. I haven't done it again, which I need to do again because that exercise was so effective. That whole exercise about creating your dream life and figuring out how much it costs, I figured out all of that, and I realized when she was just like, you don't think you need as much money as you think you do in order to live your version of a dream life. And I was just like, wow, I'm thinking you need millions of dollars to do that life, to live that life, and you really only needed like a couple $100,000, actually about like just under 500,000, a year to live that life comfortably, invest, save, expand, vacation. I think I had on there vacation every season, going to the spa like every month or so, getting my hair done all the time from a stylist I trust. Bro, I took it upon myself, right? Shoot, I even had a personal chef in that life. I took it upon myself, and all the things that I had written down and the prices for, some of the best of the best, or the different things that I wanted to, continue. At that time, I went ahead and created a vision board around that life. Like, what can I do now? Well, that life also included kids and stuff. I don't have kids. So I was just like, what can I do now? Like today with that dream life, like, can I live that life now? And the thing was, I could. I literally did everything on that list. I think 2025 was probably the year that I think I did almost everything on that list. Where I was, I was going to the spa. I was getting massages all the time. I was literally, I traveled 4 times a year that year. I was pretty much living that whole life. I was able to save and invest as well. Like, I lived that whole life. My dream life. I lived it out, and I loved it. I loved it. And it's like, what changed now? The things that I want changed. The things that I want have changed. And so much of it is more around career now. Like, my career has changed. I used to work in IT, and I can't say I used to work in IT. the network engineering. And I had fun doing it. I had fun. The benefits that came with it were nice. But now I'm in a space of just like, that doesn't feel like me anymore. Like, if I, again, the survival mindset that's coming up, if I need to go back and do it, I can do it. The skills aren't really that hard to pick back up. I was like, the computer does exactly what you tell it to do, and if it doesn't, there's things to fix it, literally. So it's just like, where are we at now? And since this is a different space in my life, I'm just like, it's a whole different area where when you're at a job, people kind of tell you what to do. You have missions, modes, means, whatever, you know, the company comes up with that they want. They have deliverables. They have stuff you do. And I'm like, bro, I wake up, some days I'm on this sofa all day. The sofa is comfortable. I'm on the floor right now because being on the sofa is too comfortable. But, you know, these are things that I got to do for myself in order to make sure I get what I need to do done today, which is my hair. I've been taking today slow, but I been taking breaks. That's why I'm doing the other half of my hair on camera, because I did this half and I took a fat ass break. But I'm really on here to just yap, okay? This is just me expressing myself, getting back in the mode of doing stuff. But reading that book, and to bring this all back to the ancestral trauma stuff, with the ancestral trauma being something that was blocking me in terms of business, and then going back and like really reflecting on my life, sometimes I think there's really no reason for me to have felt that. I'll be real, it just felt like there was no reason for me to have felt that. But the thing is, it's inherited stuff, so it just comes up when it comes up. Because when I lived my dream life for a full year, like I'm talking about, I did everything on that list. I think, yeah, I did about everything on that list. It showed me everything was possible. Everything was possible. There was no ifs, ands, buts about it. I can literally live any type of life that I want to live, no matter what I end up doing. Because I know how to make something shake. I know what to do to get the desired outcomes that I need to have. So for me to be holding on to stuff and it coming back up when it's time to work on my own things, like when it's time to really take the 9-to-5 stuff out of the picture and really be, you know, my own boss and do my own things, what am I afraid of? And it was that comfortability from that job. Comfortability from a job, literally, you know, waking up and somebody else telling me what to do, so I don't have to really think. Like, I could do the work, move on, go home sometimes, and just be done. I'm in a different space now, but I'm comparing myself to the old me, which is fine, because it's allowing me to reflect on, you know, where I've come from and where I'm going, because those things that I learned back then, where I can really live the life that I really want to live and still be in alignment with this whole thing, because everything that I worked towards was going to be one of those things of, I wanted to retire early. So I was working on a lot of stuff to get me to retire early. I wanted to retire at least by 45. And I am 25 right now, so that would have been like 20 years. 20 years later, I want to retire, right? But I'm in a space right now in my life where I have set myself a goal for now to the next 5 years. So I'm 30, to really be pouring into myself as much as possible for the things that I really want, to not have to answer to nobody else. And it's just like, I can do that right now. And I have every waking opportunity. I have a full 24 hours. I have my full time to myself to really be building on my own things. And what am I doing with it? What am I doing with it? So it just feels like I'm in a space where all those emotions that I was holding on to, that I was ready to let go, I'm in that limbo space of what do I do now? But It's like I'm coming out of limbo. I know what I want to do. Which is the last part of this, this head. But, oh, there's still another section. Like, I know what I want to do. I want to help people lift and raise their vibration. And I'm like, okay, the people that know what that is will know what that is. And that's the people that I'm talking to. Like, if you also feel lost and are trying to come back to yourself, like, I can literally help you with that. And that's literally my sole mission, is to help people with that. I find it so fascinating that my guides, when I was at my first event, when my guides basically sent a lady to the table, like spirit talks through anything, and they were talking to this woman, talking through this woman, and she was basically listing out all the stuff of, like, I say my primary spirit guide, she was my great aunt in this life, and she was literally talking about everything that just made sense because they're checking up on me throughout my journey, because this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. And it's interesting because I feel like I've never really had a moment like that when I was doing my tech career. Never. I've had people, talk through, just different life scenarios, but I've never had something so direct and so undeniably, this is what this is, and this is what they're doing, and this is a clear indication that these are your guides talking through someone. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. That is something I'm never going to forget, for one. But it was a very clear indicator that I'm on the right path. And it was just like, why would I stop? Why would I stop when I know I am on the right path? When I know I am in alignment with my goals. If you guys go back and see the first video that I posted in this daily vlog challenge that I did, the first video was literally about alignment is a choice. Alignment is a choice. And if I know I'm on this path, I'm on the right path, why would I not? Because it is a choice you have to make every day. It's a choice you have to make every day. And I just need to make the choice every day to do that, to do it, to move through it, to be in it. There's literally nobody stopping me from doing this stuff. Literally in the comfort of my own home making videos. Nobody can stop me from doing it. And this video is getting long, but I'm literally ranting, and I'm about to finish the back of my head. But I just want y'all to remember, alignment really is a choice. All these emotions that are blocking you can really be released, and you allow yourself time to process it, and you just keep going. Just keep going. Make the actions, take the steps, do the thing that you got to do to really be in your path, because nobody else is walking your path. You're walking your path. And it's like, I could tell I know I'm talking to me, because I'm going to end up watching this video and I'm just going to be like, wow. I chose alignment the day that I quit my job. I knew that when I did that, things would happen. And things have happened. A lot of stuff is finally opened up. A lot of things are in my awareness, and the different opportunities. It just takes me to actually take them right now. Like, I've dealt with the loss, the grief. I've dealt with it. And we're now in a space of taking action to really embody the life that I really want. I would just say, I am so grateful that I can do what I'm doing. I am so grateful that I've set myself up to be able to have this free time. And I say free time, but it's like I've set myself up to be able to go after my passions. And I'm truly grateful for that. I didn't know that this was going to be the time. I didn't necessarily know. I'm just following at the beat of spirit. But now that I'm here, it really is go time. And they continuously remind me it's go time. Like, I have a bigger purpose than I thought. and it's just time to enact it. And I keep getting reminded by Spirit, for one, to continue where I'm at. I'm gonna post this today on the Lionsgate portal. Like, if you guys are into all that stuff, because I can tell, I be feeling the energies, but I don't even be aware of necessarily what's going on. But this Lionsgate portal just does feel like something different when they talk about the new energies, where it's like you don't have to chase, it's coming. And they've been reminding me that so much more is coming. I just have to get back in the mindset to be aware of what's coming, because your awareness really does dictate what opportunities you come into. The way you see things dictates what way an opportunity is approached to you. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my hair. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Shakira and I'm Intuitive Healer. If you guys are looking to book with me and to actually release those trapped emotions, do some chakra checks, do some energy channeling on any scenarios, whatever this love, career, whatever else. I know love and career is getting people right now, but family life, even if there are like different situations you want to address, figure out where energy is at between you and other people. Like, yes, let's talk about it. I'll insert my booking link down below. But thank you for listening to this rant. Is all over the place because, again, I'm in the process of sharing. I am understanding it ain't always gonna be pretty. Like, you see how the rest of this hair ain't done right now, and I'm still continuing this video. It ain't always gonna be pretty, but I thank you for listening, and thank you guys for continuing to do the Lightworkers work. Catch me on whatever next video I end up posting.